type of first order non-linear PDEs we have seen. So we have seen only 4 types. There are 6 to 7 types, but for your syllabus concern, there are only 4 types. So we have seen only the 4 types. So how to solve the non-linear first order PDEs. So everything is of the first order, but non-linear PDEs we have seen. Now in the next one, what we are going to see is we are going to see how are we going to solve the linear PDEs. Okay, how we are going to solve the linear PDEs. So when we are solving the linear PDEs, we need to know how to write an subsidiary equation or subsidiary equation or auxiliary equation we call it as. So I'll just tell you the procedure first and then we'll move on to the problems. Okay. You can just take down 1 minute. Can you all see the board?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. So we are going to solve linear PDE. Okay. So in that, what we are going to see is Lagrange's linear equations. Lagrange's linear equation. Okay, what is the first of all you should know what is a Lagrange's linear. So all these days we have seen non-linear. Now we are talking about linear. Okay, when we are solving this, there are 2 methods we are going to solve it. One is method of grouping, other one is method of multipliers. So these are the 2 methods which we are going to use to solve this linear PDE. Okay, so what are the equations? The equations of the form. Okay, the equation of the form PP plus QQ equal to R. Okay, this is known as Lagrange's linear equation. The equation of the form PP plus QQ equal to R. So you know what is your small p, small q? What is your small p? What's the small p?
Tau z by tau x.
Yeah, dou z by dou x and dou z by dou y. And capital P, capital Q and capital R are the functions of x, y and z. Okay, capital P and capital Q and capital R are functions of x, y and z. So you can write down the equations of the form PP plus QQ equal to R is known as Lagrange's linear equation. Is known as Lagrange's linear equation. Okay, where capital P, capital Q, capital R are functions of x comma y comma z. X comma y comma z. So what did I say? To solve this equation, we are going to write the subsidiary equation. To solve, okay, to solve this equation, we have to write the subsidiary equation. Using the subsidiary equation, we are going to solve it. Write the subsidiary equation. SUBSIDIARY. Subsidiary equations. Okay, so what does this subsidiary equation is? You're going to write the given equation in the form dx by p capital P. Sorry, this is capital P, man. Dx by capital P, dy by capital Q is equals to dz by r. This equation is called subsidiary equation. This equation is called subsidiary equation. So we are going to write it. We are going to given problem. We are going to rewrite it in the form of dx by capital P, dy by capital Q and dz by r. Okay, what is our aim after writing this subsidiary equation is we are going to solve this. To solve this, you are going to use method of grouping. Okay, method of grouping or method of multipliers. Second one is we are going to talk about method of multipliers. Okay, so we are going to use either the method of grouping or the method of multipliers, and we are going to take the solution of this subsidiary equation in the form. Okay, we are going to take the solution of this equation of the form u of some x comma y equal to c1, some v of x comma y is equals to some c2. So we are going to have 2 equations, u of x comma y equal to c1 and v of x comma y equal to c2. So the solution of these 2 equations equations, the solutions of the, I mean, this is a solution of the subsidiary equation. So these two equations put together, we are going to write in the form of some pi of u comma v equal to 0. Some pi of u comma v equal to 0, or you can even write it, okay, or you can even write it one in terms of the other. V is equals to some pi 1 of u comma c, like that also you can write, or u in terms of v in generally. So either way you can write it, and you are going to solve it. Sorry, you are going, that is the solution of the equation. So solving the subsidiary equation, we get two equations, that is u of x comma y equal to c1, v of x comma y equal to c0. Simply write pi of u comma v equal to pi of u comma v is equals to 0. This is the one form of writing the solution. This is the one form of expressing the solution. Other form is we can express v is equal to some pi of u comma c1, or whatever it is, c1, c2, or whatever the solutions you get. V in terms of u, or v in terms of u, or u in terms of v. That is the way we are going to talk about the solution of this equation. That is okay. So now, first method what we are going to see is method of grouping. So first one, we are going to talk about method of grouping. You can understand from the word itself, method of grouping. We are going to group the terms. So you know that auxiliary equation is dx by capital P equal to dy by capital Q is equals to dz by capital R. Okay, as usual, z is a function of x and y. Okay, that is going to be there. Okay. So dx by capital P, dy by capital Q is equals to dz by R. When you are talking about the grouping, you can group these two terms together. First two ratios, or next to two ratios, or 1 and 3. Any form you can take. Any form you can take. Or you can even add the ratios together, equate it to some other ratio. Even that any ratio rules will hold good here. You are going to solve it. So either you can take first two members or last two terms together, or 1 and 3 terms together. Somehow we are going to solve it. We are going to solve it, and we are going to separate the variables, and we are going to solve it. After solving it, again we will get back the solution in this form or this form. We are going to write the solution in pi of u comma v is equals to 0. That is the ultimate idea when we are talking about method of grouping. Okay. So I'll tell about the method of multipliers when it comes to it. Anyone has any doubt still here? Did you understand what is a Lagrange's linear method, and what are the methods you are going to use to solve this? What, ma? You don't answer anything, how will I understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, so we'll do the problems. Once we do the problems, you will understand how are we going to proceed with. Okay, you can just take down solve p plus q equal to 1. Solve simple equation have taken first. Solve p plus q equal to 1. One minute, wait. Yeah. So solve, I gave you the equation p plus q, okay? Small p, yeah. Small p plus q is equals to 1. So you can just write down, this is of the form pp plus qq equal to r. Now what is your capital P here? Capital P is 1. What is your capital Q here? Capital Q is 1. And what is your r here? R is also 1. See, pp plus qq equal to r. Coefficients of p and q are 1, 1, and even the constant r is equals to 1 now. So you have to write the subsidiary equations. You can even call it as subsidiary equations. I didn't say that. You can even, I already told you, I didn't write it there. So you can even call it as an auxiliary equations. You can call it as a subsidiary equation or auxiliary equation. The subsidiary equations are, okay, you can even write it as auxiliary equation. So what is that auxiliary equation? Dx by capital P, dy by capital Q, dz by capital R. Now you rewrite it. So what we are going to write it? We are going to write it as dx by 1, dy by 1 is equals to dz by 1. You can take it, it is nothing but equal to dx, dy equal to dz. So take first two terms. So taking dx is equals to dy on integration, integrate it, what you will get? integral dx is equals to integral dy. So x is equals to y plus the integrating constant c1 plus the integrating constant c1, or you can write it as x minus y equal to c1, x minus y equal to c1. So this is one equation. And similarly, take the other two terms, dy is equals to dz, integrate it. On integration, you will get y is equals to z plus some c2, y minus z is equals to c2. Okay, so this is like u equal to, because u is a function of x and y, so u is equals to and v is equals to. Okay, so therefore the required solution is, you can write down, therefore the required solution is, or the general solution is, or the general solution is, or a required solution is. Okay, required solution is, not even understand what I've written there. Okay, required solution is pi of u comma v is equals to 0. Pi of u comma v is equals to 0. So what is your u? You can take the first term. What is your first term? X minus y. So x minus y comma y minus z is equals to 0. X minus y comma y minus z is equals to 0. Is it clear? Okay. Can take down one more problem.
Hello, ma'am.
Tell me, ma.
So like this phi of x comma x minus y comma y minus z, like what does this exactly denote?
What does exactly denote means we are solving here linear. So what is this x, y, and z are PDEs?
Okay,
Ultimately, what we are finding, we are trying to find the solutions of PDE. So when we are finding solutions of PDE, so initially we have seen the complete solution, the what is that, singular solution, and the other solution was particular integral. So here we are talking about general solution. There is no particular integral or any equations involved. So we have some general, we call it as a general solution. In general, how the solutions of the required linear PDEs. Where we're non-linear, this is linear PDEs. That is the only difference there.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so when the problems are given, no one will mention you whether it is a linear or non-linear. You have to identify whether it is a linear or a non-linear equation. First order, higher order, everything I gave you an example when I started with the second class. I gave you that examples. So just go through that. You will be able to identify the equations. Is it clear? Okay, we can just take down one more problem. Find the solution of oh wait, I'll just give you a little different problem so that you will understand it. Because regular problem you will be able to do it. Find the solution of y square z by x into capital P, into small p, y square z by x into small p plus xz into small q is equals to y square. Solve y square z by x into p plus xz into q is equals to y square. Here, this is of the form, write down. This is of the form pp plus qq equal to r. So what is your capital P? Immediately write down y square z by x. What is your capital Q? Xz. What is your capital R? Y square. So the subsidiary equation are, the subsidiary equations are given by dx by capital P, dy by capital Q. This is capital, sorry ma. Capital P, okay, capital P, dy by capital Q, dz by capital R. Now rewrite it. So dx divided by y square z by x is equals to dy divided by xz is equals to dz divided by y square. Dz divided by y square. So now taking first two terms, taking 1 and 2. Okay, what you have, dx by y square z by x is equals to dy by x by z, sorry, xz. Dy by xz. Now what you can do is, you can just rewrite this as x into dx by y square z is equals to dy by xz. So z and z will be getting cancelled. Z and z will be getting cancelled. Now cross multiply it. When you cross multiply it, you will get x square dx. See, x square
dx into y square dy is equals to y square dy. Okay, now integrate it. On integration, you will get x cube by 3 plus y cube by 3. You can take the integrating constant. Integrating constants are some c cube by 3 also, or can just take it as even c1 also. There is no harm. C1 by 3 or c1, anything you can take, any form you can take. Okay, so once you take it or c1 by c3, you can rewrite this also as x cube plus y cube is equals to some c1. X cube plus y cube is equals to some c1. Is it clear?
Minus y
Minus
cube,
ma, sorry ma, minus y cube. Yes ma. Let me write.
So if you put this as x cube minus y cube by 3, it will not be correct.
Wait a minute. Tell me, yeah. What is?
Ma'am, so like if you keep that 3 down, it won't be like correct. Like if you took only c1, then
It is like I'm dividing it by 3 or multiplying it by 3. Entire equation.
okay, like I'm just asking, like if you only take c1 and like later 3 will
You
be
can
the
even
denominator.
take. You can even write like that also. Any form, because it's a constant, no arbitrary constant. However you want, you can take. Okay.
Okay. Ma'am, it will be minus x cube minus 1.
So next we are going to talk about the next method. This is about grouping. Grouping will be simple. Again, I'll teach you when you are doing even the other method. The second method is, no, before that I'll do one thing. I'll give you one problem in the grouping so that you will get used to it. Okay. You can take down solve xp minus yq is equals to x square, y square minus x square. Y square minus x square. Solve xp minus yq is equals to y square minus x square. Come on, try to solve this. Yq xp minus yq equal to y square minus x square. Just check whether you are able to do the second ratio or any other form. So what will be your auxiliary equation? Dx by x is equals to dy by minus y is equals to dz by y square minus x square. So when you take the first two terms, it will be simple. So you'll get dx by x is equals to minus dy by y. So integrating, you'll get log x plus log minus log y plus log some c1. So you can rewrite this as log x plus log y is equals to c1. Log xy equal to c1. Sorry, log c1. Log c1. So xy is equals to c1. That is your first answer. So log C1. So xy is equals to C1. Okay. What about the second one? What about the
Then you
second
can
one?
take dy. My x will be constant in that case.
No, you cannot take like that.
Like integrating with dy and dz.
No, you cannot take like that. You cannot take x as a constant there and treat it like that. Suppose you write dx plus dy, the second ratio, first ratio, divided by x minus y, you will get, correct? This you can equate it to the third ratio, dz divided by y square minus x square. Y square minus x square. Can even write it as dx plus dy divided by minus of minus, if you take one sign, can write it as y minus x. This you can write it as dz divided by y plus x into y minus x. Okay, y minus x. Dx, y minus x can be get cancelled. So you can write this dx plus dy as du of x plus y. We can bring this x plus y to this side. Okay, you can bring this x plus y to this side. Minus sign is there. This is equals to dz. Now you can integrate it. This is like x plus y is one term. So what will be the integration of this? Even this form will not fit into it, I guess. This form also will not fit. No, this is not even getting in any form, right? You cannot even integrate this. You will get x square, y square, x plus y the whole square by 2. Correct? X
Yes,
plus
ma'am.
square by 2. Let me check, wait. So minus of x plus y the whole square by 2 is equals to z. I'll get z. So this will be of the form minus of x plus y the whole square is equals to 2z. No, this form is not correct actually. You cannot differentiate this directly like this. You can even write it as d of x plus y plus z, and you can write like that. What I have is x plus y and x plus y. You can have the form of 1 minute. Wait, I just missing one term. Yeah. I can have the form of x dx plus y dy or x dx plus dy. Then I can write it. This also I cannot write. So in this case, I cannot use the grouping method. So grouping method fails here. That's why I just wanted to bring this problem. So when the grouping method fail here, we talk about the method of multipliers. Okay, we talk about the method of multipliers. Let me explain you the method of multipliers. Okay, so when you take the other two groups also, you are not going to apply it. So what I'll do is I'll use method of multipliers. This is not the proper form, so that's why I cannot take like that. So I'm going to apply here method of multipliers. First, I should explain what is the method of multipliers. Let me explain you. Okay, so what are these multipliers are? You are going to use some Lagrange's multipliers. Suppose you say the multipliers are L, M, and N. Okay, suppose you have the multipliers, you choose the multipliers as L, M, N. What are these multipliers? These multipliers can be a constant, can be the variables, can be the combinations of constant and the variables. Okay, these multipliers can be a constant, can be the variable, or can be a combinations of constants and the variable. What are the variables you will use for this multipliers? It can be x, y, z, or the constants also. It can be it can contain x, y, z, any other thing. Okay, somehow we choose the multipliers. So when we choose the multipliers, you should remember to use one condition. What is that condition? Okay, the condition when you choose the multipliers is when you see your auxiliary equation is of the form dx by capital P dy by capital Q is equals to dz by r. You are choosing the multipliers L, M, N. Okay, you are choosing the multipliers L, M, and N such that L into capital P, plus m into capital Q into n into capital R should be equal to 0. You understood? I am choosing the multipliers L, M and N such that L into capital P, M into capital Q, N into capital R should be equal to 0. Okay. The totality of this multipliers along with P, Q and R should be equal to 0. Then only your multipliers are correct. Okay. When you are choosing these multipliers, you are going to equate the subsidiary equation dx by capital P equal to dy by capital Q equal to dz by R to the form LDX, because you are multiplying the multiplier here, automatically should multiply here. LDX plus MDY plus NDZ divided by LP plus MQ plus NR. You understand what I'm doing? I'm using the method of multipliers. When I'm talking about the method of multipliers, I should choose three multipliers L, M, N such that LP plus MQ plus NR should be equal to 0. LP per NR should be equal to 0. And what are these LMN? LMN can be constant, LMN can be functions of X, Y, Z or combinations of constants and the functions. Combinations of constants and the function. It can be of any form. Okay, it can be of any form. So dx by capital P, dy by capital Q into dz by capital R, I am equating it to this ratio. When I am equating to this ratio, since LP plus MQ plus NR is equals to 0, okay, I can equate LDX plus MDY plus NDZ is equals to 0. So this implies LDX plus MDY plus NDZ is equals to 0. You understand? I'm taking the subsidiary equation. That subsidiary equation is being equated to this term. When I'm equated to this term, you know that the condition is going to be LP plus NQ plus NR is equals to 0. So directly this implies LDX plus MDY plus NDZ is equals to 0. Now what will happen? Okay, so before integrating, suppose you say that this equation is equal to some constant k. This equation is equals to some constant k. What we are going to do is we are going to have this LDX plus MDY plus NDZ also equal to k. Either you can equate it to 0 according to the problem. Whichever the problem you have, you're going to equate it to 0. And from this, you'll get one solution. The solution will be of the combination of u of x comma y comma z is equals to 0. Similarly, choose other multipliers L1, M1, N1 such that how are you going to choose L1? Such that you're going to choose L1 into capital P, M1 into capital Q plus N1 into capital R should be equal to 0. So in this case, if this is equals to 0, you will imply L1 dx plus M1 dx plus N1 dz is equals to 0. So from this, integrating this, you'll get one solution. Thus, other solution will be again of the form some V of x comma y comma z, not even 0. When you integrate it, you can take it as some C1, you can take it as some C2, constant C2. Again, the solution of this equation will be of the form pi of C1 plus C1 comma C2 equal to 0. The solution of this equation will be of the form pi of C1 comma C2 is equals to 0. What is the C1, C2 again? It will be the combinations of X, Y and Z here. It will be the combinations of X, Y and Z here. Is it clear? Anyone has any doubts?
How can the thing be 0 by 0?
It is not 0 by 0. That only is it. How it is 0 by 0? I am choosing the multipliers such that when I multiply the multipliers, the denominator value is becoming 0. The denominator value is equals to 0. So you have some constant. It is like you're equating to some constants. So when you multiply with that constant, this will become 0. So this ratio LDX plus MDY plus NDZ will be equal to 0. Logically, you understand it. That's why I wrote this. Okay. I have to choose the multiplier such that the denominator becomes 0. So I'm equating this to some constant k. So denominator is 0. So this implies LDX plus MDY plus NDZ is equals to 0. So integrating that, I get one solution. Similar way, you choose the other multipliers L1, M1, N1 such that
L1, M1, N1 such that again the same condition. L1 into P, M1 into Q, N1 into R should be equal to 0. And this will, since the denominator this is equals to 0, again writing in the auxiliary subsidiary equation, we get back this solution. And from this we get one answer, from this other one answer. So pi of C1 comma C2 is equal to 0. This is the solution. Now we'll come back to that problem. I should have given the problem after teaching this. Okay, so first two constants you took it as a multiplier. Now what you have to do is you have to choose multipliers such that the combinations of the multiplier along with the denominator becomes 0. Okay, so one is method of grouping. Here you have applied method of grouping. So taking first two ratios, you got it. I can write it like this instead of this. Taking first two ratios. To apply for the second part, I'm going to use method of, so choose multipliers. Can anyone tell me what can be the multipliers here? Choose multipliers X, Y, and 1. Just understand, I'm choosing the multipliers X, comma, Y, comma, 1. Just check it out whether I have choose it correctly or not. So I have choose the multipliers X, Y, Z. Now what I should do, my auxiliary equation, okay? My auxiliary equation will be dx by x. Dx by x is equals to dy by minus y, correct? Dy by minus y, what was the third term? Third term was dz by y square minus x square. Dz by y square minus x square. Now what I have choose? I have choose the multipliers x, y, z, x, y, and 1. So I will have x dx plus y dy plus dz divided by x square minus y square plus y square minus x square. Yes or no? See, I have multiplied this numerator and the denominator by x. Actually, meaning is that here I have multiplied the numerator by y, denominator by y. Here I have multiplied by 1 into 1. That I am equating to this equation. Okay. Equating. Now, what is my denominator? X square plus x square, y square minus y square. So denominator is equals to 0. This implies x dx plus y dy plus dz is equals to 0. On integration, you get x square by 2, y square by 2 plus z is equals to some c1. So this you can take it as x square plus y square plus 2z is equals to some c1. 2z is equals to some c1. You can write it as c and c1, or you can write it directly also. Okay, 2c1 also, there is no harm. So what is your solution? Therefore, the required solution is, or general solution is, pi of, what was the first one, ma? Pi of, what was the first one? xy. xy comma x square plus y square plus 2z equal to 0. You all understood?
So we can combine the two methods together.
Yes, two methods together in the same problem. Sometimes both will be, both you can use multipliers. Sometimes both you can use method of grouping. Sometimes you can use method of multipliers as well as method of grouping. Either way you can do the problem. There is no harm. Okay, now I'll do the same type of the problem which I did some time back. I mean, similar manner I'll do it. $244. Okay, I'll do one more problem. You can take down. Solve y minus z into p. Solve y minus z into p minus 2x plus y into q is equals to 2x plus z. So here, this is of the form
Can you all see, ma? No? Hear me? This is of the form PP plus QQ equal to R. Now, what is your capital P? Y minus Z. What is your capital Q? 2x minus of 2x plus y. What is your R? 2x plus z. Now you have to choose the multipliers or grouping. So you can just, I'll do the method of multipliers now. Okay. Can anyone tell me what are the multipliers for the first one? Choose multipliers. Such that the denominator value should be equal to 0. So choose, see, y minus z minus 2x minus y. So plus y minus y became minus 2x. So choose the multipliers 1 comma 1 comma 1. Okay. So first of all, I'll write the auxiliary equation. Wait. 2x plus z. So the auxiliary equation is dx by y minus z, dz by minus of 2x plus y, dy by dz by 2x plus z. Okay. Choose 1 comma 1 comma 1 as multipliers. So when you choose 1 comma 1 comma 1 as a multipliers, check it out whether you are getting it. So when you multiply this y minus z, I'm writing the denominator alone, minus of 2x plus y plus 2x plus z plus 2x plus z. Check whether it is getting 0 plus y minus 2x plus
Yes,
2x
ma'am.
plus z is equal to 0. So directly I'll write it. So this implies dx plus dy plus dz, dx plus dy plus dz equal to 0. So on integration, we get x, what is the x plus y plus z is equals to some c1. We are getting x plus y plus z is equals to some c1. Is it clear? Okay. Now, for the other part, okay, for the other part, what you're going to do, you have to choose the multipliers. Can anyone choose any other multipliers here? Choose the other multiplier and tell it to me. You cannot take 2 1 2 1 2. 1 1 1 is fine. Again 2 1 2 1 2 will give you the same type of answer. Minus 1 minus 1 minus 1 you also will get the same type of answer. That is not correct. Should choose some other multipliers. Can anyone tell me the other multipliers? Suppose choose 2x comma minus z comma minus y as multipliers. Let me check. What I have to do? I have to multiply the first denominator by 2x. So I'll get 2x into y minus z. The second one will be minus z into minus of 2x minus y. So minus of minus will become plus. So 2x plus y. The third one will be minus y into the last term. What is the last term? 2x plus z. 2x plus z. Now we will check. So we'll get 2xy minus 2xz plus 2xz plus zy minus 2xy plus minus zy. Check it whether you're getting 0. 2xy minus 2xy, 2xz minus 2xz, zy. So equal to 0. So this implies 2x dx, sorry, 2x dx minus z into dy minus y into dz equal to 0. Is it clear, ma? 2x dx minus zy dy minus y dz is equals to 0. Anyone has any doubts? So now integrate this. Integrate this. So before integrating, now see, here you have the combination of z and dy, y and dz. You cannot directly integrate it. You cannot directly integrate it using z as a constant or y as a constant. So you have to rewrite this. You have to rewrite this. Once you rewrite this only, you can integrate it. Okay. So before integration, we will try to rewrite this. You can write this as 2x dx. You can take minus sign commonly outside. You can write this as z dy plus y dz is equals to 0. So you can write it as 2x dx. What is z dy plus y dz, ma? U dx plus v dy. It is of the form. So you can write this as minus of d of zy. You can write this as
Zy.
minus of d of zy. Okay, is equals to 0. Now you integrate it. On integration, so you'll get x square by 2. 2 into x square by 2 plus or minus, sorry, minus
minus, what is the other term? D of zy. So now we
YZ.
can z, yz or zy is equals to some c2, is equals to some c2. So you can 2 and 2 will be getting cancelled. You'll get x square minus zy is equals to c2. Therefore, the required solution is, what was the first solution we got it? X plus y plus z, right? Yeah, x plus y plus z. So pi of x plus y plus z, comma x square minus zy is equals to 0. X square minus zy is equals to 0. Did you understood? So multipliers can be constants, multipliers can be variables, multipliers can be combinations of constants and variables. Anything it can be. But you have to choose in such a way that the denominator becomes 0 when you add with that whatever your subsidiary equation is. So in this problem, I have choose 2 multipliers. So last problem, I choose 1 multiplier and one method of grouping. First problem, I did both method of grouping. So either way, you can do the problems. There is no restriction and they will not question you in generally method of multipliers. They will only give you the problem. They will ask you to find out the problem and do it. Okay. Wind up here. Further problems we'll see in the next class.